group chat.
They gonna doubt you if you let them. Like, who's to tell you that the Most High ain't gonna forgive you for what you done did? And that's another thing where we overstep the boundaries of doing His job. How can we do His job and we ain't done our job? It don't make no sense. So I think as brothers and sisters, Ox and Aquas, we should be more encouraging to each other, friendships and marriages as well. You know, you could tell somebody, "Oh, don't do this, don't do that." Oh, I leave them. But then again, you in the same situation and you burning. If you're not a weed, he gon' tear you apart. So be careful what you say, can be slight in the dark. A wise man slow to speak, but he stable at heart. A wise man slow to anger, refraining from dark. I don't want no Grammy, now I got kingdom at heart. I done lied so much times, I got holes in my heart. Yeah, I done cried so much times, I get headaches from coughs. And I done died so much times, I perish at the thought. Pride is a way of evil, don't settle for sin. So put your pride to the side, let it blow on the wind. So keep your eyes on the prize, you gon' soar it again. So keep your eyes on the tide, you can surf through the sin. Everybody doubted you, they gon' cheer when you win. Everybody shout at you, they gon' cheer for the win. Everybody laughed at you, you was running from sin. Everybody doubted you, they ain't trusting a friend. Everybody young and dumb, but who changing their life? Everybody put in work, but who sacrifice? Everybody waking up, but who living their life? If you ain't rocking with the God, you ain't living it right. Oh, you ain't living it right. If you ain't rocking with your home, ain't living it right. If you ain't rocking with the God, ain't living it right. If you ain't rocking with God, ain't living it right. Oh, yeah. If you're not a weed, he gon' tear you apart. So be careful what you say, can be slight in the dark. A wise man slow to speak, but he stable at heart. A wise man slow to anger, refraining from dark. I don't want no Grammy, now I got kingdom at heart. I done lied so much times, I got holes in my heart. And I done cried so much times, I get headaches from coughs. And I done died so much times, I perish at the thought. I'm a young man, now I'm a young king, and I got big dreams. The kingdom on me, the kingdom is within, cause I'm so golden. The spirit is within, they grew out on me, grew out on me. Now I'm a free brew, I say I'm set apart. My mind is set apart, my people set apart, his people set apart. The evil's in the dark, the lighthouse on the dark. Yeah. If you're not a weed, he gon' tear you apart. So be careful what you say, can't mix light in the dark. A wise man, so to speak, but he's stable at heart. A wise man, so to anger, refraining from dark. I don't want no Grammy, now I got kingdom at heart. I done lied so much times, I got holes in my heart. I done cried so much times, I get headaches from coughs. And I done died so much times, I perish at the thought. Yeah. Oh.
All right, shalom, family, shalom. Welcome back to the channel. And today we got some good information in store for you all, and I'm gonna let the good brothers go ahead and introduce themselves.
Salama. This is Tochuku Nabi. Just being blessed today on the Sabbath and wishing all y'all the same.
Shalom to everybody. Hope everyone's having a good day. This is going to be a good lesson, a lesson of wisdom, a lesson of common sense, and I look forward to bringing out this information to everyone and those that, watch later on.
Right. So as everybody can tell by the title, a closer look at the 12 tribes chart. Today we will be taking a closer look at the 12 tribes chart, doing just that. So can everyone see my screen right now?
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah.
Right. So here we have an updated 12 tribes chart. I don't know what specific camp this is, but that's not really the subject matter. Today we'll just be showing how the camp brothers outlined this chart, Did anyone want to expound on this specifically before we dig into it?
Yeah, I'll touch on it. So what we have here is basically your typical 12 tribes chart, but it has
Yep.
been updated. So when we look at the one with doctrine, and we understand that they believe that just the southern kingdom, and they say it's according to prophecy in the Bible that only the southern kingdom would be taken on the transatlantic slave trade, or was only taken on the transatlantic slave trade. So those taken from West Africa would make up the tribes of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, which would make up the Negroes here in the diaspora.
Right.
So, it was interesting when we seen this because, us studying and everything, we see under Judah it says Black Americans. When we look in the transatlantic slave trade, we see that Black Americans, Israelites, made up more of Judah. The same with the Caribbeans, and we'll just touch on a couple other things later. Same with Levi and Haiti and all of that.
Right.
But so yeah, right here we have under Judah the Black Americans, the Songhai, either the people or the kingdom. It's not really specific, very general. Mali, which is a country. It's not
Right.
not a tribe, but people are within that. But they also mention Mali. Then they mention Akan, as if this was a tribe and not just an ethnic group of people with sub clans under. They mention Mandingo or the Mandinka people interchangeably. Senegal, it's another country. It's not a tribe. It's actually a country, somewhere you fly to, and not a people you belong to. But yeah, and then we have the Igbos, and that's only Judah right there. And then we have Guinea, which is another country, somewhere you fly to, and not a people you belong to. But
Right.
We'll go down to Benjamin. Benjamin's now the Caribbeans, and it's the country of Ghana, but the Akans are in Ghana. We'll be going into that further in depth.
Makes no sense.
Yeah, so the country of Ghana now is Benjamin, okay?
Right.
According to this new updated chart.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have the Levi, the Levitical line, which is in Haiti. And those make up of Ashanti, which is in Ghana, which they are Akans.
Right.
What I mean?
A
They're the
subtribe.
subgroup of the Akans, but they are here as Levi, okay? And then we have Dahomey. We'll get into that a lot more.
Yeah, we're going to spend a minute on Dahomey.
Yeah. And then we have Trinidad and Tobago, and these are all the Southern Kingdom here in the diaspora, right? We're going to actually see if that's factual. And then like the rest of it would be the what they perceive to be the Northern Kingdom of Israel. So we'll touch on that.
Right. So like the brother said, I will be dealing with Ghana and the Akan. So keep in mind that they do have, the country of Ghana. Ghana is being, descendants of Benjamin. They have the Akan as being descendants of Judah, and they have the Ashanti as being descendants of Levi. Now I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen and get into this, and then once I'm done, I'm gonna pass it over to the brother. But give me 1 second, and we can get into this. So again, keep that in mind, because we will be starting off with Ghana. So according to the chart, Ghana is the tribe of Benjamin. So the total population of Ghana is around 33 million, and this estimated was recently taken in 2022. So according to the chart, the Khan would be Judah, the Mo Dagbani would be Judah, the Ewe, the Gadambe, the Gurm, the Guan, the Gusi, the Mandi, and the other ethnic groups within that location. The Ashanti make up around 16% of the population of Ghana. Now, remember, they said that the Ashanti was Levi, and they said the Akan was Judah, but they said the whole continent of Ghana was Benjamin. All right, so I hope you all are starting to see the confusion here.
Yeah, but when it was just hearing
you. All that confusion.
Right, so when it comes to the Akan people themselves, overall, they make up 20 million people, or they consist of 20 million people of the population of Ghana overall. So I guess according to the the 12 tribes chart, because they are in Ghana, they would be Benjamin. But the Akan do have subgroups like the Ogona, the Kuping, Akwamu, Akimi, Ashanti, Fanti, and Kwahu. So basically, it wouldn't make sense for all these tribes to be who these people are, or these brothers are saying they are, according to that chart. So let's continue to dig a little bit. So who are the Akan real quick? This is coming from encyclopedia.com. It says the Akan people, they speak the Twi language and trace back their history in West Africa some 900 years. They are believed to have origins in the Middle East as the Akkadian people of Babylon. All right, the name Akan is believed to be a corruption of Akan or Cana. And in 1076, they were chased out of their ancient home of Ghana by the Almoravids and from the Empire of Ghana to their current location in Western Africa. All right, and that's just a brief overview of who these people are. And again, they are believed to have Middle Eastern origins. So in regarding to their diaspora in the Americas, we're going to look at the Akan diaspora in the Americas. It's by Kwasi Kondau. Sorry if I butchered that name. And here we have a Akan proverb in their language and in English. But what we're going to focus on is this paragraph right here. So it says close to 10% of the total number of a little more than 100.2 or 1.2 million of the Africans shipped to the Americas between 1520 and 1865 came from the Gold Coast or Ghana, but the vast majority who were carrying a composite of Akan culture could not temporarily realize the opening proverb. Any Akan who travels in a temporary or temporal and does not return home or visits frequently is considered by the elders or the elders of the food an insult of the highest caliber. However, this would have been inappropriate charge for those who were transported to America. Their journey was characterized one way and not of their own volition. And they were certainly not immigrants on the Middle Passage, but rather uprooted captives turned commodities, turned enslaved captives. Nonetheless, the pull to look back and go home was so strong that a small group in the early 19th century Jamaica told some of their shipmates whom they solicited to go with them that they would proceed to the sea by night and remain in the bush through the night. And the first canoe they found by the seaside, they would set sail for their country where they conceived was a great distance. So again, they believed that Africa was not a great distance away, and they also composed of 10% of the total number of slaves that came to the American continent and even the South Americas, a total of a little bit over 1.2 million in total. So real quick before we wrap it up, we're going to look at Akan culture amongst African slaves. To do that, we're going to go to Hebrewisms of West Africa, page 16. And it starts off by saying Brian Edwards in his brief outline of the religious beliefs of the Coromantee slaves. Coromantee slaves are Akan slaves. He asserts that they believe that Akapon, the god of the heavens, is the creator of all things, a deity of infinite goodness. In fact, we have in Jamaica today, in the parish of St. Elizabeth, a maroon tile called Akapon, which according to Kwanda, the islands of historian, was so called after the Ashanti chief who figured in one of the earliest rebellions of the islands. One's first impression would be that this chief had arrogated to himself the title of the deity, but we are assured by J.G. Christner that among the Ashanti, the divine name was frequently given to the slave in acknowledgement of the help of God, enabling him the owner to buy the slave. So when it comes to that name, and it's found amongst the Ashanti, is this: the supreme being among the Ashanti is Nyame, who we shall later try to identify with the Hebrew Yahweh. His primary title is Nyakopon, meaning Nyame alone, great one. Nyakopon or Akapon then appears in the white man's effort to express the spoken Nyakopon as heard from the early slaves. So even the Ashanti or the Akan brought their Hebraic traditions or their traditions that they used for the Most High over to the Americas. And it's going to be important once we wrap it up in a few slides. So we're going to read this conclusion and we're going to read up to the highlighted section. So it says, to understand properly the spirit and aspirations of the better type of Jamaica peasant, then a close study of the Ashanti themselves became necessary. And this study in turn led to some rather startling results and conclusions that have been incorporated into the following passages. It says, in the first place, many Hebrewisms were discovered in the Ashanti tribal customs. Then several Ashanti words were found to have been striking resemblance to those equivalent to the Hebrew meanings. And finally, the supreme being of the Ashanti gave strong indication being the Yahweh of the Old Testament. And that's very important because this was spoken of by the slaves in Jamaica and even in America. They spoke of this same deity in Yahweh, which they believe is the Yahweh of the Old Testament. So all this is important because when we go to this book, Revelations, the movement of the Akan people from Canaan to Ghana, they tell us what tribes they do descend from. We just showed that the Akan people did make their way to the Americas as slaves. And we also saw that the 12 tribes chart showed that these people would be Benjamin, Judah, and Levi. And let's see what the Akan themselves have to say about that. So it starts up top by saying the long-awaited origin of the mystic Akan is finally revealed. The traces will bring us directly to the Akan, the Hebrew word Akan or Junkan, the biblical Achan or Achar from the tribe of Judah, to Gayakan or Jakan from the tribe of Gad, Gaya Akan or Jakan from Seir the Horite as well, which is the same as Edom, and also Bena Jakan or son of Jakan. To make it easier, we will be introduce the origins of the various Akan as it appears in our list. And don't let the Edomite and Horite go over your head. They were just outlining how the Akan name is indeed Hebrew in origin. And it could be found amongst Israelites and also other surrounding tribes like Edom. But it goes on to say, right here in Akan, this was the name of the son of Carmi or Camri from the son of Sabdi, the son of Ray or Rachah from the tribe of Yehuda or Judah, one of the 12 tribes. During the tribe of Jah or Gayadan, Jordan crossing to conquer Jericho, Akan committed a sacrilege by sacrificing or by helping himself to consecrate spoils of Jericho. The offense was against the bond or cherubim of Yahweh. The act reflected on the entire nation in punishment. Our Israelite foreparents, so they're saying their foreparents were Israelites. So our Israelite foreparents suffered and served reserved in their attack on Ai. Akan's guilt was traced by Joshua, and he confessed his sins openly before Adonai Yahweh, or God of grace. He was stoned with his sons at a Kokum, or Akron Valley. The Talmud finds indignation of judgment in the Akan's ultimate confession and maintains that this actually saved them from eternal punishment. All right, so this is where it gets interesting. It says Jakan, he was the name of the ancestral father of the Gayadi or Gad tribe and a leader of the great family. He was one of our 12 tribes, he was one of the 12 tribes of Israel. All right, and also Akan, Gayakan, Jakan, he was one of the 3 sons of Esau or Izer. Right here, and we're going to skip down right here where it says the descendants of the Akan and the descendants of Esau formed an alliance. So the descendants or the Akan people that made their way to America on the slave ships would actually be descendants of Judah and Gad by way of the son of Carmi and also by way of Jakan, son of Gad. And we know that they would not be Edomites. It's based off what I highlighted here because it says the descendants of Akan and the descendants of Esau formed an alliance, and that has to do with something they had going on in the Middle East. And with that, I conclude and turn it over to the brother Tochukwu.
All praise, beautiful.
Man, see? That
Source.
alone, man.
And this is my first time seeing it. They already seen my presentation. That's my first time seeing that. So that was beautiful.
Right.
All praises, all praises.
So
Yeah,
you got remnants of Gad and Judah within the Akan, but they have Akan listed as Judah.
Facts. And Levi as well.
Right.
Yeah. So cool. We about to share my screen and we about to get into another presentation. We'll lay the floor down. So let me see how I do
The
this.
brother about to go ahead and go in depth and continue to, chop this fable.
Am I sharing screen?
Fable.
Try one more time.
Okay. All right. So let's get it. Oh, let me scroll back up. My bad. All right, cool. So like the brother just literally went in. We have the new and updated 12 tribes chart. Again, I just broke this down. And we're gonna just look into it in depth and see if this all makes sense. Y'all can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So we're gonna start it off because the brother already touched on the Akan and the Ashanti in Ghana. We're gonna jump it off with Igbos over here in Nigeria. So you have the Igbos of Nigeria, and the population is 32 million estimated, right? And for the sake of this video, I rounded down. I didn't round up, but I did break down a lot of the numbers. But I'll read what's here. It says the exact population of the Igbos is not fully known. The CIA World Factbook, however, estimates that there are about 32 million. So we have about 32 million Igbos in Nigeria.
Mm.
All right. So, you know, those were, and this is all according to the chart. But
Right.
what we want to show is that the Igbos, and we got proofs on this too. It's not just like one tribe and just that tribe, but they have sub clans under them. So these sub clans that's under them, that's what we're going to get into, because if they put that umbrella as Igbo, like they put a Khan on there, we have to talk about those numbers because that's what the chart is alluding to. So the first sub clan under the Igbos that we're going to go into is the Ibibios of Nigeria, Kepha's people. He derived straight from there. And we see that they have a population of 6 million in Nigeria, right? And in Nigeria, we can see over to our right, we have a BBO's Jews of Nigeria, right? So that's something if you want to look into. We have all of these things can be looked into. It's not like we hide the sources or anything. Things will be in the description box so you can fact check us on these things.
Right.
All right. Go ahead.
I was saying the information is out there. Just have to research it.
Facts, exactly. And just to mention that these the BBOs were also taken on the transatlantic slave trade as well as the Igbos in Nigeria. So that's something you can look into also. Next, we're going to get into the Efik of Nigeria, closely related to the Igbos, the BBOs. Mm-hmm. And they make up of 700,000. And I did forget to put that number in still, but it's okay. We're gonna leave it off. I'll have to add it up, you know, towards the end, but it's okay. So yeah, we have the Efik, which they have. What's the book called? The Palestine Origins of the Efik.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. They have a book that goes into depth about their migration from you know, Palestine. They reference it as the Oriental region in the book. So yeah, the Orient region. So they make up of 700,000. So this number hasn't got included, but just if you want to at the end, you can add the 700,000 to the Southern Kingdom, right? Okay. So it says the Ijaw people of Nigeria, right? And where they make up a population of 14 million. And I'll just read the last part of that paragraph right there at the bottom to the right. It says the Ijaw people are believed to be a part of the earliest settlers in what is known today as southern Nigeria. The population of the Ijaw tribe is estimated to be 14 million. So, you know, between the Igbos, we had 32. We got 6 million with the BBOs, 700,000, and we have 14 million. So alone, we have a great number of people just dealing with the Igbos.
Right.
A couple people may, you know, want to question the BBOs and the Efik because they may not be so familiar and they're closely related to the Igbos. And that's why we have this right here. And I'm going to read what's highlighted on all three, but this is just for the BBOs and the Efik transatlantic slave trade. All right. So I'm going to read from the first one to the left at the top. It says, by the 1800, Oyo governed much of southwestern Nigeria and neighboring parts of the modern Republic of Benin, while the Ero had consolidated southern Nigeria into confederations that dominated that region. The Oyo and the Aro confederations were major trading partners of the slave traders from Europe and North America. So the Oyo and the Aro or Arochukwu, these kingdoms were working together, and they had things to do with the transatlantic slave trade by selling off slaves. You're going to find out that these people are, in fact, Israelites.
Right, bro.
Right.
And not to cut you off real quick, bro, just to
Mhm.
throw out there, like you were saying, just to throw out there, the Rose are an Igbo group.
Say that
Yep.
again.
The Rose, they are an Igbo group, so you have multiple
Right,
Israelite
right.
groups working together.
Yep.
Yeah, Arochukwu, yeah. Yep. So yeah, these are Israelites working together to sell other Israelites.
Right.
All right.
So it wasn't
So
just Hamites selling Israelites to the Europeans.
exactly.
People need to understand there was like family affair, family tribalism going on, fighting over territory, fighting over rights. So
Right.
there was
And
a
then
lot of things going on.
right. And just the fact checks is we're gonna have this, in the description box where we got this link from. So it's gonna be there. You can fact check this if you want. But we got a lot of stuff we're gonna go into, and you're gonna see all these things start to tie into each other. So this is a history lesson at best too. I'm gonna read the second one. It says the Aro had treaties with the coastal ports from which slaves were exported, especially Calabar, Boni, and Ilam Kalabari. The people of Calabar were Afik, a subsection of Abibio. All right, there we go. While
Mm-hmm.
Boni and Ilam Kalabari were Ijah towns. Right. Now I'm gonna read the next one. This will be the last one on here. It'd be slightly more slaves came from the Nigerian coast more than from Angola in the 18th century, while in the 19th century, perhaps 30% of all slaves sent across the Atlantic came from Nigeria. Over the period of the whole trade, more than 3.5 million slaves were shipped from Nigeria to the Americas. Most of these slaves were Igbo and Yoruba, with significant concentrations of Hausa, Ibibio, and other ethnic groups. So again, we can see the Ibibios literally going into captivity via transatlantic slave trade. And we can also see they've been sold off by their own people. And these kingdoms were of Igbo and of I'll just give the spoiler Eve descent. So
Right.
all right. So again, that was to wrap it up with the with the Igbo and the sub clans under there. And again, that the jaw made up of 14 million people. Right. So I'll be in the Songhai people because that's on the chart also. Now the Songhai, they either make up a kingdom, but it also could be made up of a people. But it would have them at 8 million. Like I said, I rounded down because you can see on the photo it says 8.4. But I'll read what's on the right. It says Songhai, also spelled Songhai or Songhai, whatever. Ethno-linguistic group having more than 3 million members who inhabit in the area of the Great Bend and the Niger River in Mali. But as you can see with the picture on the left, this is talking about the Niger, and it's talking about the Mali, and it's talking about Benin area. So that's where we come up to that total of 8.4 or 8 million. All right. So it says extended from Lake Dibo through Niger to the mouth of the Sokoto River in Nigeria. All right. And that's just to touch in on, that kingdom right there that they mentioned. People love it. So now we're here to the Dahomey people or the Fon people of Ghana, which makes up a population of 3.5. Now I'm going to read what's to the right in the article. It says also the Fanu, Ajah, or Dahomey. So these are the Dahomey people that we're talking about, right? And it says are a B ethnic community. Their population is estimated to be about 3.5 million people. All right. So right here, I'm going to hand it over to Kefa, but before I do that, I'm going to read Genesis, and I want you to pay attention to the picture. So this is a fine man, a fine man or a Dahomey man, and he's here with a snake, and he's kissing the neck of the snake. And if you start to look into their culture, you'll see it's heavily involved with kind of snake worship, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I'm going to read Genesis 49:17. It says, "And Dan shall be a serpent by the way, an adder in the path, that biteth the horse's heel, so that his rider shall fall backwards." All right. And so we're going to get more context on why I read that scripture, and the brother Kef is going to take over. So I'll stop sharing my screen.
All right. So just to continue, we're gonna play a couple clips because now we're going to the Edway people, and this also ties in with the Dahomey Kingdom, which they have on the chart. So, give me 1 second. All right. So, there's the first one we're gonna play. Can y'all see that?
Yeah, we can see it now. Yeah.
All right. So this one is a brother who's pretty much breaking down the Eves, which can be found in Ghana, Togo, Benin, and parts of Nigeria.
I think that it's important now to state that the Haitian people aren't predominantly Fon, a sub-tribe of the Eves whose true name is Dahomey, or the tribe of Da. The word Da means snake, and the word Homi means home, and thus we have the home of snake, or the tribe of snake. Contrary to popular belief, the Haitians are actually of the Aja and Anglo families of the Eves. Much will be explained later in this video. The Ardra family includes the Dahomies, who are the dominant tribe in the kingdom of Dahomey, the Judas and Ardras who inhabit territories of the same name, of which the former is tributary to the kingdom of Dahomey, the latter to that of Yariba, and the Benins, who are the dominant people in the kingdom of the same name, and who occupy the greater extent of its vast territory. The Ardra, Dahomies, and Judas were all the same entity with the same bloodline, all Eves. They were subject to the Oyo, or rather Eyeo Empire, for a time as well, especially Ardra. For my Haitian people, many of you should notice that the name Rada is a variant of Ardra. The Rada cult, which also consists of the Bajo Nago, also known as the Yoruba cult. Toussaint Louverture, the father of Haiti, was also stated to be the tribe of Arada, of the same bloodline of the prince that established Judah Kingdom. Sources stated a person named Gao Dino, but I have yet to go into this history. I will now turn to the first name that identifies the Eves. What appears to be the first name that the Eves went by wasn't
You
Eyeo,
can stop it right there.
All right.
All right. So that was a lot of Dahomey. Yes, sir. Yes. You already know.
Right.
So yeah. So what that was establishing was the Dahomey people actually having their name. This was a Dahomey man talking. The name is actually means a home of Dan. So I'll share my screen again before you play it.
All right.
All right.
And something else that video also confirmed or showed that's very interesting is that that location was indeed the same location as the kingdom of Judah.
Oh,
Right.
yeah. Yes.
Right.
Benin was.
Facts.
Yeah. So I wanted to show something again. All right. So on this chart, right, it has Dahomey. It has Dahomey right here under Levi. But if you look at these 12 tribes, you don't see Dan. But Dan was confirmed by an Eve that comes from the Dahomey tribe of Eve. He literally said that this means the home of Dan.
Right.
But yeah, Dan's not on this chart. I just
Madness.
need y'all to see that. Yeah, I don't think it's a way I can make this full screen, the slide, but
Yes, it is. Press presentation or slideshow to the top right next to share.
where you see that at? Okay, I got you.
And we got a lot of scoffers in the chat right now, family. We got a
Oh no,
lot in the chat right now.
that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, it's fine. They can't debunk it. All they can
Yeah,
do is run off emotions. So
yeah. Like I say, man, if anyone in the chat has any information, please feel free to share it.
At the end of the presentation,
Right.
yeah, you can't debunk it.
So again, the homie, um, we literally seen from the video, it means the home of Dan. This is on the chart, but not the tribe of Dan is on the chart. And again, I'm gonna read Genesis 49-17 before we move on. It says, Dan shall be a serpent by the way, an adder in the path that biteth the horse heels, so that his rider shall fall backward. All right. So that was end of the Dahomey. I'm gonna stop sharing screen. Kevin's gonna pick it back up, and we're gonna get more into it because we're not done.
We ain't done.
We're not done with them. So I
So,
think
what was that?
am I done sharing screen?
Yeah. Can y'all see this?
Yes, you are.
All right. So this next one is a brother who's from the Gadambe tribe, Gadambe subgroup, which is also an Ewe tribe. And what this video is going to go into is that a lot of our people here in America do not understand that it was not only Hamites who sold Israelites into slavery. You also had Hebrews selling other Hebrews along with Arabs and Hamitic tribes to the Europeans. People do not understand or study in depth what was really going on during the transatlantic slave trade. You have multiple people, the Igbos, the Arochukwu people, and even people at Dahomey, selling their own kinsmen to the white man or the Europeans for personal gain, along with Hamitic tribes. So when people say that Hamites sold Israelites into slavery, they're not fully studied, and they don't even know which Hamitic tribes was involved in the transatlantic slave trade. Because Ham had multiple sons, Cush, Mizraim, Put. So which son of Ham sold the Israelites? So we'll go play this clip, and y'all about to find out.
The bare bones information we know of the transatlantic slave trade is that, number one, some African people sold fellow Africans to non-Africans for personal gains. This is false. Hamitic Africans did not sell fellow Hamitic Africans into slavery. Or did they sell their family members into slavery, like it was portrayed in the opening scene in the film Amistad, where a family sold a fellow family member into slavery? That is complete falsehood. Nowhere in African history did Hamitic Africans sell family or relatives into slavery. Number two, some Hamitic Africans sold Negroes or Hebrews for personal gains. This is half true. It is not only Hamitic Africans, but also Negroes, Hebrews, also sold fellow Negroes or Hebrews into slavery as well. Therefore, the correct statement about the transatlantic slave trade should then be Hamitic Africans and some Hebrews sold Hebrews to non-Africans for personal gains, or Africans and some Hebrews sold Hebrews to non-Africans for personal gains. Or we can word it further. Africans and some Negroes sold Negroes to non-Africans for personal gain. My point is, Hebrews also sold fellow Hebrews as slaves for personal gain. This is fact. The strip of land in West Africa that was once called the Slave Coast stretched from the Volta River in Ghana through Togo, modern-day Benin, which was called Dahomey, and Nigeria. These four countries that now occupy this stretch of land was one territory before the Europeans divided the African continent to define their trade zones in 1844. The result is the current Africa as most people know it today. However, Evenigba, Hebrew land, was the name of this strip of land that now houses these four countries. The people that occupied this stretch of land were called Evers, Hebrews, or Everville, Hebrew people. Because my brother mentioned Benin, let us focus on Benin. Let us focus on Dahomey. The people of Dahomey are from the tribe of Dan, modern-day Benin. An in-depth knowledge of their oral history, knowledge of their culture and tradition compares to information in the Torah. Their landmarks and city names agree with similar names in the Torah as well. The name Dahomey is actually a compound name. Da is the name of their ancestor, and Home means home. When you put together, you get the home of Dan, specifically the home of the tribe of Dan. When you watch my video on the 12 tribes chart, you will get more information about the tribe of Dan. The link is going to be in the description box. Those camps who shout on these streets, we are Hebrew Israelites and not Africans. The Africans sold us into slavery, and we have no relationship with them. For your information, the majority of the victims of the transatlantic slave trade met their fate at the hands of fellow Hebrews. Hebrew on Hebrew crime. Do not be surprised. Do not think it's unheard of. We have the same atrocity documented in the Torah when Joseph was sold by his own brothers. This was repeated again when Hebrews in Africa sold their brothers as slaves to the West. And now we have some Hebrew Israelites from these camps in the West repeating the same atrocity, shouting, damn the Nigerians, damn Ghanaians, damn the Benins, not realizing they're damning their own Hebrew brothers. Don't forget, the majority of the Hebrews are in Africa, and our ancestors played a big role in selling fellow Hebrews into captivity. Take time and do a research on the kingdom of Dahomey, and you will find out they were one of the big players in the capture and enslaving of many of their neighbors. Dahomey is a member of the 12 tribes, playing a major role in the selling of fellow Hebrews into slavery. It is not only the tribe of Dan who did this, other groups in the Congo also did this. So you want someone to blame, you want someone to damn. I suggest we look closer to home. This is why the leaders of these Hebrew tribes apologize. They are Hebrews because they are aware of the history. They now realize their ancestors had sold their own brothers and sisters into slavery. When a man points a finger at someone else to blame them, he should remember that 3 of his fingers are pointing back at himself.
All right.
That rabbi always brings out great information.
Facts.
All right. You was gonna play that other clip too. We're gonna tie in the Oyo.
Oh yeah. What you said started from 22, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Let me make sure. It was from
Yeah.
yeah, 22. Yeah.
22 minutes and go there.
Yes, you know, it's yeah, we not gonna block nobody. We just gonna let everybody learn. Like the sister said, you know, it's class time right now. So
Yeah, the ignorant people will actually show they're ignorant.
yeah, you know, let them learn real quick.
They themselves can't prove they're Israel, but yeah, we're bringing up scholar sources, oral history to show who the Israelites are. And a lot of the diaspora, African Americans, come from these tribes, but Negroes are so destroyed due to Western knowledge and Western education, they deny their roots. And the white man sitting back laughing at them.
Exactly, because that's exactly what he did. He programmed them, and it's
Yeah.
working. So that's all he can do is laugh and be happy.
Yeah, so he's sitting back saying that he Israel, but don't know that Israel is in Africa. The Israelites were in Africa. Israel is a nation, it's a country. within the continent of Africa. And it's sad to see that brothers here who claim to be in truth don't even know the difference between a continent and a country. It's just madness. So how can you read a book and you don't even have base knowledge of geographical locations? It just shows that the Most High has put a wool over your eyes, and the pride in a lot of brothers here, the pride in their heart, refuses them to see the truth or to grow. This is the same doctrine they were pushing since like the 80s or 20s, and there's been no growth in the Black communities at all. These camps do not help the Black community at all. The Black Panther did more work, more positive work towards our Black community, which is why the government shut them down. But why is the government not shutting these camps down? It's because they're doing more damage to our communities, and they're pushing a division between us here in the West and our people back home in the diaspora. So they're pretty much doing the white man's job for them, and the white man's because they're pushing the agenda for them. So they're just showing time and time after again their ignorance, their lack of study, and show that they have no roots, no connection to where they come from. Like your great-great-great-great-grandfather was a slave from either Nigeria, Ghana, Togo, Benin, Cameroon, Congo. He was a slave from those areas, brought here to the Americas. He had his name erased. He had his history and culture erased. He was given the name Robert, Robertson, whatever, to signify that he was a property of that slave owner who owned him. And so that's how it went on. And then the destruction of the Black man, the mindset, continued from there. And then now you have a generation of Negroes who are so destroyed they don't even care nor acknowledge their roots, their ancestral roots, but yet they want to claim the Bible. It's a laughing stock to the white man. You pose no threat to the white people at all. You're not a nation. You're a destroyed nation, and it's just sad to see. Common sense isn't so common anymore.
Straight up what the brother said, man. Nothing more need to be added to that, man. That's what we're here for, to try to change that within the community, bro. So let you brothers continue to break down this information for these brothers out here.
All right, so I'm gonna share my screen. We're gonna play this other clip too. It's from the first video we played about the guy breaking down the Ewe name. And so start at 20. So we're gonna start here. Can y'all see that?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Far country across the sea. Again, a confirmation is shown about what the Jews, quote unquote, of Slave Coast related to these travelers. And it is blow for blow similar to what the Eves state about in the traditional migration history. The sea, of course, not being the ocean to the south, but the Red Sea itself being the closest place. Last, you will notice how the section mentions that we were the first inhabitants of Yoruba land. This proves that we came after the Yoruba people, or probably almost at the same time as we, meaning the Ewe and Yoruba, took different routes from Canaan to get to West Africa.
Stop it right there real quick. I'm gonna have you play it some more, but I just wanted to stop it right there. Just so people can understand what was just said. It says that the Eves, Yoruba, most likely, well, it was said that Eves would have came before the Yoruba into West Africa, but they came from Canaan land.
Mm-hmm.
Around the same time, a little before, a little after, but around the same time, they both came from the exact same place. And this proves, well, it was when he plays it some more, it's going to actually prove it. These people are the same people. They're in the same kingdom, the kingdom of Dahomey, or the Eves, however you want to put it out, there. But these people that we already showed in previous videos, that these people, some of them, sects of them, come from Dan in itself. But he's going to explain a little bit more, so you can go ahead.
All right.
And as you can see here, the kingdom of Judah would eventually become tributary to the Aeos, or Oyos. The province Alada itself was to be the calabash of the Oyo, or Aeo nation. In addition to the Dahomeans selling off the Aja to the Europeans into slavery, Yoruba people under the appellation of Lukumi, and then eventually Nago, would also be conquered and sold as slaves to the Europeans as well. This was Hebrew upon Hebrew crime and quarrels among brethren.
Stop that right there. Hebrew against Hebrew crime. We literally just heard about that. We literally just read about it, and we pulled from different sources than they pulled. So we have to understand that this is not something that we got from these brothers that we're playing videos, but we also got our own sources that's according to the same thing. The Oyo Kingdom, again, are the Yorubas. These are Eves. All come from the same land at different times, different migrational periods. They all are the same people. They sold their people and later themselves got sold. So, just how we see it in the Bible, right? So,
bro, yeah, my mind is blown right now. That's some great information.
right.
Yeah, I ain't know that. I did not know that.
Yeah, man. So, people got to really see what's really going on here. Like you said, the whole Hamitic just sold us, and that was just it. That's not just scripture. We see in scripture we selling each other, we're going against each other, we're teaming up with the heathen. They reaching out their hands to the Syrians and everything. We know the scripts. So that was just to touch in on that. But yeah, you can drop that right there. I'm gonna share my screen and we can get back into it. And it's been beautiful so far.
Yeah, people can't debunk it. Going off feelings and emotions.
No, it's no debunking this.
And that's the problem with the black community, man. We can't just go off our feelings, man. We gonna try to disprove something. We gotta come at it the right way with information. So
facts. All right, gonna keep it pushing. All right, so we talked about the Dahomes. Now, remember we getting numbers. Remember we piling up numbers because at the end we have to count numbers because now because according to the chart we're just dealing with the tribe of or the kingdom of Judah right here, right? That's all we dealing with. So we got to pile numbers up. We got to see what's going on. So we're talking about the Ewe people of Ghana and Benin and Togo and Nigeria. Make up a population of 10 million. We already proved that they was took on a transatlantic slave trade.
Right.
It's already been proven. All right. So again, I want y'all to take a look. We just brought out information on the phone. Our job people are Eves also. So on the farm being again the home. So we have to understand that these are all Eves, man. It only makes sense. Y'all see Joseph's coat of many colors, right?
Right.
All these many colors right here. Y'all see it. So yeah. So the Ewe people make up 10 million, right? According to this. But we talk about some more Eves, right? The Oyo or the Yoruba people came from Canaan land a little bit after the Eves came, right? So it says that the Yoruba people of Nigeria, population 44 million. That's a lot of people, man. That's a lot of people. That's all tribe of Judah, though. That's all,
Right.
That's all that, what they got them under? What's the homie under? What's they under? They under the
what is it?
Levi or something?
Levi.
That's a lot of priests, man.
Right.
It's crazy. All right. So anyway, I'll just read what's highlighted. It says the Yoruba consist about 44 million people in total. All these will be in the description box also. You can check these numbers, man. We're not typing this out and making it seem like nothing. All right. So on the chart, they have Mali, which is a country. That's why you don't see no people. Now, mind you, you see people, 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 you see people. But why do they have a country on there?
All right.
Well, I guess everybody in this country is from the Southern Kingdom. People gotta understand, man. It's no like just look at it one more time, man. Just look at it, y'all. Like look at it. They got country Senegal on here, Mali on there, Guinea on there, right?
Whole countries.
The Caribbeans. Like not Ghana, Trinidad and
We just showing you all, the lack of understanding when it comes to certain doctrines within the Israelite community, man.
Yep. These be the same people on the streets too that think they have all knowledge and they're woke. You see the madness.
This is
What
the
an issue.
popular, right? This is the popular, and mind you, we rounding down. We
Right.
rounding down. We rounding down. So because it's on there, we have to equate it. We have to see what it's talking about. It's on there, and it's on there for a reason.
Right.
So the people of Mali make up 20 million people.
Right.
It's madness, man. Mali look beautiful, but this chart looks like madness. Yo, we're gonna talk about some people that's in Mali though that they had on there.
Right.
Mandingo or Mandinka people of Mali, Ivory Coast, and Senegal. The population, they make up 11 million. That's just what's right there highlighted.
Right.
These brothers look like brothers I grew up with. You know what I mean?
Man, I'm telling you, can't tell the
Right,
difference.
bro, on the far right look like Julio Jones.
For real, he do.
You know, so I
He
mean,
do.
just let's just keep digging in this, man, because we ain't done. Senegal, oh, that's another country that's on there. That's why you see a little boy, but it's really a view of the landscape, a view of the palm trees and the waters and the boat, That's what it's because it's talking about a country again. So we got to get another population. 17.
Right.
17, y'all. 17 million.
Man, within Senegal, you have multiple different ethnic groups, both Hamites and I guess you can say Shemites or Israelites, like
Yeah.
Yoruba, Fulani, Mandi, a lot of people.
Yeah, man. And that's the craziest part, We're not saying ain't no Israelites there, but why would you put a whole country?
Right.
Like, oh, so when I say I'm from Senegal, oh yeah, man, you know what? You from the tribe? Like, what? That's not scholarship, bro.
That's not scholarship.
We can't do what you can do that over here in North America, because most of them countries you got on there for Northern Kingdom is in South America anyway.
Right.
Or what do they call it?
Latin America.
Yeah, whatever, man. Anyway, we make about 17 here in Senegal. We round it down. Guinea, another country. Look at that. It look like a Garden of Eden, though. You know what I mean?
Beautiful.
That look real beautiful right there. But again, it's a country and it's not a people.
Right.
Again, this is all Southern Kingdom. So we got 13 million. Southern Kingdom, we rounding down. We're not saying there's no Israelites here. We just saying like, y'all need to say who are here that's Israelites, not the whole country.
Right.
Now, let's go back up before we get into that, because we about to, So now we touched on the Songhai, we touched on Mali, we touched on the Khan, we touched on the Mandinka, we touched on the Senegal, the country, touched on the Igbos and their subclans, we touched on Guinea, we touched on we didn't touch on the Caribbeans yet, but we will.
Yeah.
Ghana, we touched on Ghana, right? We touched on Ashanti because we touched on Ghana, because we touched on the Khans, but again, it's confusion in itself. Dahomey, we touched on the Dahomey and the Eves that follow along when we proved that they was taking on the transatlantic slave trade and also sold their brothers on the transatlantic slave trade. And then we are going to touch on the rest of the diaspora. So we handled the continental. So now we're going into who we are, right? The African Americans.
Right.
So it says the African Americans, the Negroes of North America, the Negroes of North America, because the transatlantic slave trade wasn't just going to North America, but it also touched South, and it actually touched South more. And we will get into that.
Right.
So I'm just going to read what's highlighted. It says the Black or African American population, 46.9 million. Again, we rounding down.
Mm-hmm.
So we got 46 mil. I could have rounded up. We could have 47. I could have just tried to stretch numbers, but no, we rounding down, giving benefit of the doubt, right?
Right.
I hope y'all making all the connections that we're literally putting together, Oh, you see how they dressed? You thought they could have been African? No, those are actually African Americans.
Descendants of slaves.
Descendants of slaves, right? So
yes, sir. ADOS.
crazy. Crazy. Now let's get into some real heat. This is real heat. Real heat right here. Afro descendants in Latin or South America transatlantic slave trade. Because the transatlantic slave trade, they brought Judah over here, which means Judah, Benjamin, and Levi.
Right.
but they also went to the South America, Latin America. Let's just see how much they make up. And we got all links. All links. You can go check us, the description box. Go tag it. Look at it. We're not stretching nothing. You can look at multiple sources. We did it before we picked. We looked at multiple. Trust me, we vetted these sources, right? It says today about 130 million. Hold on. Let's go to North America. 46.9. Here in the US, you thought we was deep.
Yeah, you thought you were the majority.
Deep. You think that's a all right. We're gonna keep reading. It says today about 130 million people of African
Get that through your heads.
African descent
All
live in Latin America. They live in Latin America, making up roughly a quarter of the total population. Only a quarter. Total. Come on, man.
And imagine all those traditions and customs that made its way down there, and it's still amongst the people to this day.
Oh yeah, we get into that.
Look at this though. Look how many people it is, really. Like, really just pay attention. It say Afro descendants in Latin America. It says in thousands. So that means this one, like that 2, that's 2,000. That 8, that's 82,000. Look, that 382, that's 382,000. You see what I'm saying? This is how they counting it by. Stop playing. Like, stop playing. Yo, look, straight from right here, Africa, into Latin America. From here too. Look, this South, bow. This Central, bow. That's West, bow. And yeah, they went over in here too.
Right. Only a small number.
Only a small number. As we can see, look at Brazil, bro.
Brazil's
That's numbers. That's numbers, bro. Let me do that math. I just want to do that math real quick.
And then for those who say, "Oh, I'm not from Africa, I'm from Israel." So by saying that, are you equating that the white man came to Israel and took your ancestors and shipped them to America? It does not make sense. The source and the facts are right here.
And then you can argue. Oh, go ahead, brother.
Let me just say this real quick.
Yeah.
This is 97 million. Well, this is 97,083,000 people in Brazil.
Sheesh.
90s, and these are African descents, bro.
Right.
Now, of course, all these wasn't brought, but they had babies, and they grew large in Egypt, like the Bible say in Exodus, right?
Right.
Come on, man. Stop playing with me. This is Egypt again with ships, bro.
Come on, bro.
I can't make this up, man. But go ahead. What you were saying, though, Kevin?
I was just saying that this is where your ancestors came from. Your ancestors came from all parts of West and Central, even Southern Africa. Okay, so even people that say, "Oh, we indigenous," that's not what the source is saying. For those that you come from Israel, that's not what the source is saying. Our people migrated since the Assyrian captivity. We've been fleeing to Africa. All right, that's where the white man found us, in Africa, all over Africa, keeping the customs and traditions that's still being kept today in Africa. And some of those traditions were carried over, like Will said, were carried over to the Americas. It's just here in North America, we've been so destroyed, and the Western media has tried to separate the bridge between Africa and us here, that we're seeing the end result. We're seeing people saying, "I'm not from Africa." We're seeing people saying, "Oh, I'm Native American. I'm not from Africa." But yet your blood says something different. You're come on, man. You can't deny the facts.
And even for those people that don't like DNA, there's no historical records, documentation, or anything that concludes to African Americans already having a presence in America.
Right.
Nothing at all, man. So I just want y'all to get that number in y'all head. That's 130 million that we about to add up. What we already brought out. Stop playing, man. Stop playing. Anyway, let's get to the Northern Kingdom, shall we?
All
right. Now, Mexico. Here we have indigenous and Spanish descent. They make up a lot of population. It's 131 million of them. We rounded down still, in all fairness. We could round up, but in all fairness, we round down. All right, so yeah, that's the number. That's 130
Right.
million. I mean, I don't know what else to say. These are not African. These are the Africans, and here, these right here make up the Africans, but these are the rest of the people, because we see right here, roughly a quarter of the total population. Here's the rest of the population. All right, so again, 131 million. It's a nice number, and this was live. This was taken this year. You can see it's 2022 right there. When I screen recorded that. Let's go into Puerto Rico though. Ephraim. Puerto Rico's population fell 11.8% to 3.3 million since the show, right? So we'll just put them at 3.3 or 3, you know. So we got about 134 right now. This will be all added up. And here we have Argentina. Could somebody look at the map? I mean, the chart, and tell me who Argentina is? I can't remember. I think
Yeah, it was where is it?
Tally or something. I don't know. Asher.
Yeah, Argentina.
Mm.
Argentina to Cuba is Naphtali.
Oh man. Okay, so these are Naphtali right here.
Right.
This is Naphtali. You know, and there's nothing wrong with these people, but are they Israel? You know, that we got to just ask ourselves. But if they are Israel, they make up 40. Well, even if they not, it's 45 million of them, rounded down. Argentina, all right. Cuba, all right. They got 11 million. That's a cool number, you know. It's a small island, but yeah, it's a cool number. 2002 live, 11 million. All right. Chile. Who is Cuba? If y'all got the map, the chart pulled up. Who is Cuba?
Cuba is where is it? Man, this is sad. Oh, Cuba was Naphtali.
Oh, still Naphtali. Okay, so we still in Naphtali. Okay, so Naphtali about 56 strong. Okay. All right. Chile right here. Let me look on the chart and see what Chile at. Hey, is Chile on the chart? I feel like they is. It's Argentina to Chile still. Oh, it's still Naphtali. Okay. All right. So Naphtali. Dang, Naphtali. Yo.
Right. Yeah. He came and colonized all that.
Right.
Yeah. Crazy. Now we going into Colombia. Who we got in Colombia, man? We got Asher. Okay. So now we in Asher. Right? Make up 51. Let me not spare the details. Yeah. 51. Oh. So yeah, we have 51, right? Again, we got all these links that we getting these numbers from. You can see it's live. It's 2022. We're not trying to cheat nothing.
All right. This is
trying to say what it is. If anything, we might have cheated ourselves. I don't think we grabbed these live numbers for everybody and the African continent, but it's all good. We not stressing it. We got Guatemala. Guatemala who makes up, let's see. Where is they at? Oh, Zebulon right here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, shall be a haven of ships, right?
Look Asian.
And Zidon shall be his borders. All right. Uruguay.
Uruguay, where that at?
Ah man. But look, that is
Asher.
So that's Asher again. And they're going Asher right there. This is depicted. And they having like they having a good time at probably the soccer game, I'm guessing, or the football game. Yeah, repping the flag is gone. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful. All right, but they make up about 3 million people.
Right.
So now we have concluded with the North American Native Indians, which is the tribe of Gad, the famous tribe of Gad. It says, according to the U.S. Census Bureau, the current total population of Native Americans in the United States is 6.79 million, which is about 2%, 2.09. Let me give you all your credits. of the entire population of North America,
Mhm.
right? So again, y'all, we got famous tribe of Dan.
But wait,
Okay, go ahead.
they was left small in numbers.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
and yeah. This is exactly what we see right here. All right.
Yep.
So even though it says, and the children of Israel shall be as the sands of the sea, you know?
Uh-huh.
But again, you know, that is what it is. But now let's get into the conclusion of it, right? So we did the math for y'all. If y'all ain't do the math while watching it, we did the math for y'all. And so it says, according to the 12 tribes chart, the southern kingdom of Judah totals an estimate, rounded down, 379 million people.
Oof.
That's according to the chart. Mind you, you got to be king to what I said.
Right.
According to the chart, the 12 tribes chart, the southern kingdom of Judah totals an estimated, rounded down, every number rounded down,
Mhm.
379 million.
And that's 3 tribes.
That's 3 tribes.
That's 3 tribes.
Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Please listen. It says, according to the 12 tribes chart, the northern kingdom of Israel, an estimated 287. Wait, because if
That can't be right.
hold on, man, because then if you think about it, let's go back and hold on, because it's okay. So wait, these 3 is bigger than all of these. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold on, let's go look back at that.
I mean, and they everywhere too.
Hold on though.
Mhm.
379 to 287 million. We wasn't doctoring no numbers. We pulled our we showed you that if it was on there, we show how these people have relations. It's not like we added people to tribes. No, this is stuff you can look at. This is why it's getting recorded. Hold this
Right.
video and then debunk it. Show me how the Igbos are not a subgroup of the Igbos.
Right.
Show me how the Ifik are not that. We can show sources. Show you that they're Israel. And show you that they was took on a transatlantic slave trade. We
Right.
showed that the transatlantic slave trade went to South America.
Majority.
The majority.
Come on, man.
It's no getting around this.
You can't
So
hide
this is
from
what you call a deep look, a deeper look at the tribes chart, the 12 tribes chart. This is a deeper look. They could have kept it regular.
Right.
We wouldn't have had anything to say more than we already had. But now we added African tribes, which is okay, cool. But
Hey,
now
what we saying?
we gotta get things right. You can't add a whole country in Africa and think we don't understand that it's more ethnic groups in there
Right.
than just Israel. We do this. This is what we study. We wake up and we share information with each other. This is what we do.
Facts.
Man.
This is what we do.
And they're even showing their ignorance because what they're doing is, they see people on Instagram talking about these certain tribes. So guess what they're gonna do? We just gonna slap them on the Southern Kingdom, opposed to looking at these tribes or traditions. Then they would have got a good understanding of where they should place these tribes. You get what I'm saying? Opposed to just slapping them in the Southern Kingdom, because a lot of those tribes or traditions goes against that chart.
Goes against it bad. And they're still trying to make room for the heathens. And by adding these African tribes, you just open a can of worms. Now you're just showing how ignorant you are.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to just catch up in this comic section real quick because
they scoffing hard. The coons are going at it.
But
are going at
y'all want me to
I mean,
y'all like that, or
I mean,
I can control everything, so
I mean, the thing about it is, I'm just trying to see something real quick because I'm just trying to see who's in here that's really talking.
The coons are going at it.
Yeah, I don't, I don't see nobody. I mean, if you can ask, I mean, if somebody wanna a link, but as soon as the thing about it is, I'll say this: if we're gonna share the link, right, it needs to be for a reason. It's not. How do I'm trying to come up off. Here we go. All right. It's not gonna be just because you want to come up here and just
Scoff, call names, run off emotions.
yeah, like
Right,
if
right.
you
Adios, amigo. Yeah, they
if
gotta
you
be Mexican.
if
Yeah.
you if y'all want to get up here and y'all got some information to provide, y'all want to ask us question about maybe how we came to a conclusion, maybe you was added the numbers and we actually miscalculated. Mind you, I told you we didn't even add the Afik people in.
Right.
That was 700,000 we didn't add in, and we was rounding down. So I mean, it's only but so if anything, I did itself or us a disjustice. If anything,
Mhm.
I didn't
Right.
do so. But if anybody got any
What would you like to be educated on, Quentin?
no, I think Quinn was talking to somebody in the comment section.
Yeah, I just realized I remember that name too once I
Yeah,
read
no,
it.
that's the brother. Yeah,
Yeah, facts.
yeah, that's the brother. I think he probably was talking about somebody in there. But yeah, like I mean, do y'all think we did? Like, I mean, is it a need for a part 2, or do you think we touched it enough? I mean,
we pretty much touched it because, like we said, this was dealing with the numbers, right? So we
it's
pretty
just
much
dealing with
did
numbers,
that.
really. It's just making y'all think like, and I mean, I don't need to share screen again, but just understanding those numbers, I'm gonna just read it off right quick, just because I ain't gonna share screen again. But it says, according to the 12 tribes chart, the southern kingdom of Judah, this is 3 tribes, y'all. Totals an estimated, rounded down, 379 million. We didn't add nothing. Like we literally just, instead of you just going and saying Ebos, we literally went and showed you how these people are actually in relations and how you could be a descendant of the Afik or the BBOs. You know what I'm saying? We showing you that. We showing you how you can be Ijah.
Right.
We're showing these
Facts.
things. We showing you how you can be Eve, whether it be Yoruba or Gadame, we showing all of these things.
Mm-hmm.
And so again, we rounding down. These aren't the true numbers. We know that. But we're showing you that 3 tribes from according to that chart outweigh
Northern Kingdom.
Mind you, family, we did not add no Bantu tribes.
None. We didn't include the Congo.
We
South
didn't include
Africa.
Angola, South Africa, Kenya, Botswana, Rwanda, Sierra Leone.
Man.
We didn't, and we know they took Sierra Leone because that was the rice coast, and that's what they
Right.
came forward. So they can harvest the rice. They was experts with that, masters.
Right.
Stop playing. Like, really stop playing. Yo, it say according to the 12 tribes chart, the northern kingdom of Israel totals, this is 9 tribes, okay, or 10 tribes, however you want to, all right, totals are estimated, rounded down, 287 million. According to the chart. That's all we saying.
I mean, I would think, the Northern Kingdom by default would outnumber the Southern Kingdoms and extremely.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But it's dangerous when you start to put people on a continent on there and you don't know their relations, how they got it with these other tribes.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know that, so it's going to be very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. Let's just go one more time, though. Go ahead. I'm going to share the screen again.
All right. No, I was just going to play one last video about a brother in Igbo land pretty much confirming that we can find all 12 tribes in Igbo land. So you mean to tell me you got Igbos as Judah? When we look into the Igbos, there's multiple subgroups: Ibibios, Ijahs, Efik, and all these tribes, based on oral history and what they would tell you, majority of them don't even go back to Judah. They go back to Northern Kingdom.
Am I sharing screen again?
Yes. Nah. Yes, I got it up. And after you share your video, I'm gonna share a video to wrap up what you saying and connect it with the African American community.
Right.
All right. So let's just go through it again, y'all. Just one time. I ain't gonna stay on it long. This is the updated, new 12 tribes chart.
New and improved.
Right. 32 million, y'all. Ebos. And we got their BBOs, right? 6. Afik, we ain't even count them, but Afik here nonetheless. They just here to watch right now, And we ain't even add them in. Ijah, right? 14. and BBLs, proofs that's in the description box. Proofs. Songhai people, 8. The homie, the tribe of Dan, the home of Dan.
It's in the name.
But they'll say that the Dan is not there.
Dan is done away with.
Dan shall be a serpent, by the way, and an adder in the path. So that's what I'm trying to say, bro. Y'all gotta really pay attention to what is confusion. The Eves of Ghana, Benin, Togo, and Nigeria. And it's more than these. They see what you got to understand is they are Eves. That's why they in red. These are Eves. That's why they in red. These are Eves. That's why they in red.
Man.
But when you know the king, when you understand it, you start to see these are Eves. I know Eves. I got Eve class after this. You know, learning the language.
Right.
Ancient Paleo Hebrew.
The real Hebrew.
Ancient Paleo Hebrew. I'm learning. You know what I'm saying? And I'm teaching other brothers too. While we learn, I don't learn by myself.
So you can't tell us these people know Hamites.
Yeah, you can't even tell. I'm going through the Bible while learning a language, you know.
Man.
Anyway, we got a country here though, Southern Kingdom. You know, that building, the Southern Kingdom. Them trees, Southern Kingdom. Believe that. All right, we got the Mandinka, Southern Kingdom, making up 11 million. Senegal, Guinea, and we got the African Americans.
Brother, what do you mean by what about Bantus? Can you expound on that question, please? You go ahead, bro.
Yeah. I mean, it's just that's it, man. Like we see it.
Come on, man.
We see it. It's there.
Come
on, there, man. I'm done sharing, man. But yeah, y'all, we gotta wake up. It's high time.
Yeah, there ain't no excuses no more. All the information is out there. So if those that still believe, that, a native to the Americas is their relative, you can't help them. I don't know what to say about that. But I'm gonna play one more clip about an Igbo brother who's pretty much confirming that you can find all 12 tribes in the Igbo land alone. Now, mind you, we can find other multiple sons of Jacob throughout Africa. Not a doubt. We just proved that today. But within Igbo land alone, all from different sons of Jacob, we can find all 12 tribes within Igbo land.
Before you play that video, just to answer the brother's question, I see him. He said, what about us Bantus? Yeah, the Bantus are Israelites too. But we didn't do, this was according to the 12 tribes chart. They didn't put y'all on there, so we went according to that. We could have, the numbers could have easily doubled what we put if we went into the diaspora. I mean, not the diaspora, but the continental Africans took from South Central Africa, East Africa, these ones that went through the transatlantic slave trade. We could have, and not even that, but just the ones that's still there right now. We could have easily added the Hosa, the Limbas, the Zulus, I mean, there's just so many tribes we could have added, the Abagusi, the Kikuyu, but we only dealt with those that was mentioned, and the Bantus weren't mentioned on the chart, so that was it. We know y'all Israelites though for sure.
And also, man, a lot of the West Africans are pretty much Bantu too, man. Y'all just in different locations, different names. You feel me? Commingled amongst different people, so you develop, or you become a little different today. But a lot Igbos and stuff, those are pretty much Bantus too.
Facts. All right, so I'm gonna play this. It's like a minute long. It ain't gonna take long.
Maintain a dynasty. He is the 34th king in Obugad. But apart from that they have maintained this kingship and dynasty, other Israelites are equally in Igbo land. We have Zebulun, we have Ephraim, we have Menashe, we have Reuben, we have Danite Israelites. The question of Igbo being Israelites are not in doubt. There are evidences that Igbos are Israelites. The journey of Igbos started when the Assyrians actually attacked and exiled the 10 tribes of Israel, the Northern Kingdom, in 722 BC. From that period, all the 10 tribes were scattered. The bulk, according to Mazutra, were taken to Africa, were taken to Africa, were taken to Africa. So in Igbo land, you will see most of these lost 10 tribes.
Yep.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So
I don't think the brother knew what he was talking about because according to the chart, man, they only make up Judah. I think the brother is tripping.
I think he is.
I think he's tripping, man.
He must be Ham.
He gotta be
Ham if he's talking like that.
Yeah, he must be Ham.
Change his whole progenitor because he said that.
Right.
Right. So I'm about to make a connection, or we about to play a video that connects everything he just said. So we just found out, according to the Igbos, they do have like literally nearly all 12 tribes within their territories, and we're going to see that is a connection between these Igbo Jews and African Americans. And I'm about to play a quick 1 minute, 2 minute video real quick.
Many of the Jews of Nigeria also reject the idea of DNA testing, questioning the need to prove their faith when Western Jews aren't required to do the same. On the flip side, DNA testing has helped many African Americans discover their own Igbo roots. Actor Forrest Whitaker and Bishop T.D. Jakes have discovered genetic links. So a Jewish Igbo connection could begin to raise questions for many African Americans.
Many African Americans actually do not know that they have Igbo heritage. The chances of their being Igbo is much, much higher than their chances of coming from Ghana or from Western Nigeria.
If you're from the right county in Virginia, you probably have a 60% chance of having Igbo ancestry. I would say probably the only country in the Americas that would have a higher Igbo rate would be possibly Jamaica.
The Igbo are a very, very big part of the African American, as far as the United States go, African American history.
Igbo culture and tradition is in North America and in a lot of African American families and definitely in Gullah Geechee families, but people don't know that it's Igbo. So it's here and it's sort of just under the surface where you just got to pull at that fabric just a little bit and then get a real peek at it.
Man.
So that's another connection right there. And so, like they said, there's a lot of African Americans that do have Igbo connections, and that would, take them back to those Judeans and those other tribes in their territories.
Yep.
Also, I wanted to mention all 12 tribes are in Yoruba land, and we're gonna bring out some information.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit, So I'm putting that out there for a future video. I don't know when it's gonna be, but we're going to show connection to that. That goes into learning linguistics because the teacher that's bringing that out, he's very, very heavy. And he just dropped a book too. And he's very heavy into linguistics, but it's very powerful. Just to give an example, he'll take a word out the Bible, let's say Abraham, right? He'll take out all the vowels of the word Abraham and the word Abraham, leave all consonants, put Yoruba vowels, be it ancient or modern, and then he'll show how this is an actual Yoruba word.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy how he do it. I watched him do it on his YouTube and everything, and it's crazy. But yeah, man, like you got to start running from this truth, man. But
people don't want to accept it, and that's probably the Most High's will, because not only a remnant is going to be saved, and a majority of our people here are caught up in these popular doctrines. A lot of our people here don't want to accept the fact that your ancestors came from Africa. I don't know how can you say you from Israel, but deny Africa when Israel was in Africa. But that's just the strong delusion that the Most High has placed on them. So their fate is set unless they can humble themselves. But even that itself is another stronghold, because a lot of our people here, I don't know why, when we make up the minority, we have so much pride. And that itself will be your downfall. unless you don't humble down, because the Most High hates prideful people. That's the only reason why we were sent to multiple captivities, because we were prideful and we're repeating the same mistakes as our ancestors did, which is why we got kicked out the land. And in order to know where you're going, you have to look in your past. In order to fix what's broken, we have to look how did we break in the first place? And a lot of people don't want to look back. They don't want to look at their roots. They don't want to look at where they came from. And it just shows the ignorance of our people. You cannot read this Bible with no cultural aspect of it. Why do you think the white man erased your history and your culture? There was a reason why. Because you come from these tribes that kept Hebraic customs, and they don't want you to come back to your power, to your God. So the only way to keep you oppressed is to erase where you come from. Because once you find out you come from a great line of people who are still keeping Hebraic customs back in Africa, you're going to want to reconnect with your family back home, and that's going to build a strong nation. That's why they always keep us divided. People don't understand the reason why we study multiple tribes, even Hamitic tribes, is because our enemies are doing that to us. They're studying us. They've been studying us since we left Israel, even before that. They know our whole history. They know what happened to us. And in order to know your enemy, you have to study them. In order to keep a people oppressed, you have to study them. You have to know them in order to keep them oppressed. But our people don't have that type of wisdom. They just want to ignore everything and read this Bible without no cultural background and think you can understand what it's saying. You're still oppressed. Your mind is still destroyed. You're gaining no wisdom from it. Matter of fact, you're waxing worse, because now you come to this knowledge, think that you're Israel. Now you're filled with pride. So now you're walking in the steps of Satan. Now Satan has an easy access to use you and to push this division doctrine that's been going around since the 60s, 80s, 70s. It's sad.
Facts. If anybody got questions, can ask them in the comments. And if anybody want to come up and maybe question something we said and let it be edifying, we can get into that. We ain't been running that long. It took us like 90 minutes to do that. That was good timing, for real. It took us longer to get the information, I feel like.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be longer.
We've been up since what? Like, I don't know. What time we get on here? Like 10?
10.
Something like that. We just now finishing up, putting that all together for y'all.
Right.
Needed to come out though, man, because when I first seen it, I'm like, yo, no. It's just I wasn't gonna be able to sleep if I had to, we weren't gonna bring it out even right now, but we had the time and and just brought it out. Right. So yeah, if anybody got any questions, anything, any concerns before we hop up off?
Right, yeah, a couple minutes.
Timing. I didn't think it was gonna be this good. This is good timing for real.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
Look like the coons left.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to stay though after all that, because what could you really say?
You can't say nothing.
Reading.
Too much reading. They don't like to read.
You bored, no?
Yeah, it's boring. They don't want to read. They just want to go off their flesh.
Yeah, so
emotions and opinions does not count as facts.
Nah.
Does not count as facts.
Yeah. I see Clubhouse is going crazy. I'm not getting on no Clubhouse, man. Y'all keep it. I ain't stressing myself.
Yeah. Grown men yelling at each other over audio app.
I'm trying to grab sources to prove these things, and not even just sources. We learn linguistics and everything, all these things. So, yeah. So, I want to give it like another 10 minutes or something like that, maybe.
Yeah, we get a couple minutes.
Yeah, a couple minutes. Yeah, he said 10.
Couple minutes. When Scoffers probably here, they just scared. They just like to talk. That's all.
Internet warriors.
You know what I'm saying?
Now that we done presenting, now everybody done got quiet.
Quiet.
I know if I had some information, to debunk somebody, I'd be in the comment section like, drop that link, drop the link.
Yeah. They can't drop it. They just run off emotions.
Exactly.
Feelings.
But then it's gonna be it's a unblock me, Kevin, because we gonna get on live. We gonna get on live. And no sources can be. I can't share my screen. We'll give you the power to share your screen. Go ahead, bring out what you need to bring out, because we gonna break it down with you. And we gonna stop you where you do it when you go in error.
Right.
So it's fun.
That's all they do, bro. Is just want to be seen of men. They're literally fulfilling prophecy as they're doing it. They just want to be seen of men and just want that validation from others, because they couldn't get that validation when they were in the world. Now they come to the truth. They feel like they need that validation.
Bro was asking you to unblock him multiple times.
Times.
Like, why you want to? Why? Like, bro, if somebody blocking me, I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah, move on.
Either they blocked me because they got confounded, or because they thought I was ignorant. Either way, I ain't
move on.
Unblock me. Like,
multiple times. Sound like a little kid.
That's weirdo. We supposed to be grown. You man, supposed to be mighty men of the Lord, man.
Yeah, you're supposed to go through the spirit, man. Hey, brother.
Can't tell what age these people be sometimes.
For real. That's
got that bad spirit on them. It's a plague. A whole plague running through Israel. I'm telling you, people don't understand how powerful the spiritual world is. This doctrines alone can put you under a spell you don't even know. We see it in the comment section. We see it all throughout the streets. These brothers yelling at people. They don't even know what they're yelling. They get told what to do and they go ahead and do it.
Yeah, man.
Right. So man, we're gonna give y'all about 1 more minute, man. We got the link in the comment section if anyone wants to join, ask questions, or you can comment your questions in the comment section. You know what I'm saying? If not, we will indeed see you all next Shabbat.
Yeah.
Wait, who is the Killer Conan 33? Are they saying that one of y'all blocked them?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't block nobody. I just let them rant.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Just to say he blocked me because he got scared. I don't know. But yeah, man, it was beautiful. We got to figure out what we're gonna do next week.
Yeah. Appreciate you, Kent.
Appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, Kent. Good looking, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I gotta. We'll figure it out. What we gonna do?
Yeah.
Yeah, we figured out, man. But I guess if there's nobody, I guess the scoffers left, man. So we can wrap it up. Yeah, they gone, bro.
Yeah.
Don't even say it.
These are the same people that didn't show up to class, then pass no exam, then graduate, then do nothing, then pay attention to school. And so when you bring scholar information, they run.
Yeah, they head hurt, man.
Yeah. They can't do it. It reminds them of school. I don't want to read this. I don't want to read Esau's, man. You're just showing your ignorance, bro. All the books, all the sources and books you come out with to prove that these heathens are Israelites comes from heathens. Ain't no oral history being backed up. We don't see these being practiced to this day in South America.
And we not biased on sources. So I pull especially when I go to the FAs, I want to go to a source that's not talking about them being Israelites, but proving it through their customs and stuff. I go to a colonizer because we know colonizers was writing about them. Right. But we also have sources that's coming straight from and I'm about to share a screen because I want to actually promote this book. I don't got it yet, but I've been on the guys' YouTube, the brothers' YouTube, in this book right here, the Orion, the source, Yoruba Hebrew roots is no more a myth. It just came out.
Right.
The book just came out. And the brother right here, hold on. He literally just dropped it. he's just going into a lot of things. I don't even have a book, but I still recommend y'all get. I will be getting it soon myself.
Same here.
Yeah, you
Same
know.
here.
So I suggest y'all get this book, and yeah.
Yes, I do as well, man. I already know it's gonna be fire, bro, because his YouTube is real
Man.
good, and he had groundbreaking information.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. That was who I was talking about. That takes the vowels out the word, lead the consonants. It's very linguistic, but if you got tolerance to learn, and if language is one of your interest points, it's a good thing to study. But yeah, we can wrap it up. I gotta get ready for class too.
Yeah.
All right, man. All right. You all enjoy your all Shabbat today, and we'll see you all next week.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Shalom,
Shalom, everybody.
All right.
Who's to tell you that the Most High ain't gonna forgive you for what you done did? And that's another thing where we overstep the boundaries of doing his job. How can we do his job and we ain't done our job? It don't make no sense. So I think as brothers and sisters, Ox and Akwas, we should be more encouraging to each other. Friendships and marriages as well. You could tell somebody, oh, don't do this, don't do that. Oh, I'll leave them. But then again, you in the same situation and you burn it. If you're not a weed, he gon' tear you apart. So be careful what you say, can be slide in the dark. A wise man slow to speak, but he stable at heart. A wise man slow to anger, refraining from dark. I don't want no Grammy, now I got kingdom at heart. I done lied so much times, I got holes in my heart. Yeah, I done cried so much times, I get headaches from coughs. And I done died so much times, I perish at the thought. Pride is a way of evil, don't settle for sin. So put your pride to the side, let it blow in the wind. So keep your eyes on the prize, you gon' sow it again. So keep your eyes on the side, you can surf through the sin. Everybody doubted you, they gon' cheer when you win. Everybody shot at you, they gon' cheer for the win. Everybody laughed at you, you was running from sin. Everybody doubted you, they ain't trusting a friend. Everybody young and dumb, but who changing their life? Everybody put in work, but who sacrifice? Everybody waking up, but who living their life? If you ain't rocking with the God, you ain't living it right. Oh, you ain't living it right. If you ain't rocking with your hoe, ain't living it right. If you ain't rocking with the God, ain't living it right. If you ain't rocking with God, ain't living it right. Oh, yeah. If you're not a weed, he gon' tear you apart. So be careful what you say, can't be slide in the dark. A wise man slow to speak, but he still at heart. A wise man slow to anger, refraining from dark. I don't want no Grammy, now I got kingdom at heart. I done lied so much times, I got holes in my heart. And I done cried so much times, I get headaches from coughs. And I done died so much times, I perish at the thought. I'm a young man, now I'm a young king, and I got big dreams. The kingdom on me, the kingdom is within, cause I'm so golden. The spirit is within, the Ruach on me, the Ruach on me. Now I'm a free brew, I say I'm set apart. My mind is set apart, my people set apart, his people set apart. The evil's in the dark, the lighthouse shine the dark. If you're not a weed, they gon' tear you apart. So be careful what you say, can't be light in the dark. A wise man, so to speak, but he's still at heart. A wise man, so to anger, refraining from dark. I don't want no Grammy, now I got kingdom at heart. I done lied so much times, I got holes in my heart. I done cried so much times, I get headaches from coughs. And I done died so much times, I perish at the thought. Yeah.